Hello and welcome back to Inner Spark. Today's story is about Oliver, a young man from Manchester who discovered the secret to controlling his mind and unlocking limitless success. Through the guidance of a wise mentor, Oliver learned powerful lessons about focus, discipline, and mindset that transformed his entire life. If you enjoy motivational stories like this, please like, share, and subscribe to Inner Spark for more life-changing tales. Oliver had big dreams of becoming a successful entrepreneur, but his thoughts constantly battled against him. One moment he was motivated, the next, overwhelmed by doubt and fear. He felt like his mind had a life of its own, holding him back from progress. Seeing others succeed while he stood still was frustrating. Deep down, Oliver knew that if he couldn't control his thoughts, he would never control his future. This was the starting point of his journey. One quiet evening, while walking through a park, Oliver met an elderly man named Mr. Harris, known locally as a wise life coach. Mr. Harris noticed Oliver's troubled expression and struck up a conversation. After hearing his struggles, Mr. Harris said, "Your mind is a powerful engine, Oliver, but at the moment, you're letting it drive you into walls. Learn to steer it, and you can go anywhere you wish." That moment planted a seed of hope. Mr. Harris began by teaching Oliver awareness, explaining that one cannot control what one doesn't notice. He handed Oliver a notebook and instructed him to write down every distracting, fearful, or negative thought for a week. At first, Oliver was shocked to see how much negativity occupied his mind. The exercise made him realize that these hidden thoughts were silently steering his actions and emotions. This was the first big step towards taking back control. The next lesson was focus. Mr. Harris explained that the mind is like sunlight. Scattered light warms, but focused light can cut through steel. Each morning, Oliver practiced sitting still for 5 minutes, closing his eyes, and visualizing his future success in detail. Over time, he noticed he was less distracted and could channel his attention toward meaningful tasks. This newfound focus felt like discovering a superpower he never knew he had. As Oliver began changing his mindset, his inner critic became louder. Thoughts of failure and self-doubt tried to pull him back into old habits. Feeling discouraged, he confided in Mr. Harris, who smiled and said, "That resistance is proof you're growing. Every time you notice it and keep going, you become mentally stronger." For the first time, Oliver understood that not every thought deserved belief. Mr. Harris introduced Oliver to the practice of replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Whenever Oliver thought, "I'm not good enough," he consciously replaced it with, "I am capable of learning and improving." He wrote these positive beliefs daily until they started to feel natural. Soon, he found himself speaking and acting with more confidence. His world slowly shifted because his inner dialogue had changed. Controlling the mind also required reshaping his daily habits. Oliver started small, waking early, exercising, and reading motivational books. The consistency was challenging, but every completed habit felt like a victory. Mr. Harris told him, "Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you dream to be." Oliver realized that each habit was a brick building his new life. To strengthen his focus, Oliver created a vision board filled with images of his dreams. A thriving business, freedom to travel, and the ability to help others. Every morning, he stood before it and declared, "I control my mind, and my mind shapes my reality." This visual reminder kept his goals vivid and real, pushing him to take inspired action each day. An opportunity arose to pitch his business idea to a group of potential investors. Fear gripped Oliver's mind, making him want to quit. Sensing his struggle, Mr. Harris said, "Fear is just your imagination showing you failure. Show it success instead." Oliver closed his eyes, visualized himself speaking with confidence, and walked into the meeting prepared to face his fears. The investors were impressed and offered to fund Oliver's project. This moment wasn't just about financial success. It was proof that controlling his mind had changed his reality. Oliver realized that success was not about luck or timing, but about directing his mind and actions intentionally. For the first time, he believed nothing was out of reach. Mr. Harris cautioned Oliver, saying, "Never think you've mastered your mind completely. The moment you do, you stop growing. Oliver stayed disciplined, continuing his morning visualizations, journaling, and habit building. He realized that mental control was a lifelong practice, not a one-time achievement. Not every project succeeded. Oliver faced failed campaigns, financial setbacks, and criticism from others. The old Oliver might have quit, but now he used his mental training to stay calm and persistent. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures, he saw them as stepping stones to growth. This resilience became one of his greatest strengths. Mr. Harris introduced Oliver to gratitude journaling. Each night, Oliver wrote down 3 things he was thankful for. This shifted his mindset from what was lacking to what was abundant. Over time, he felt happier, calmer, and more resilient. Gratitude made challenges feel lighter and reminded him of how far he had come. One of Oliver's biggest breakthroughs was learning to control his emotional reactions. When faced with stress or criticism, he paused, breathed deeply, and responded calmly instead of reacting impulsively. This new ability earned him respect from business partners and improved his relationships. Emotional control became a sign of his growing mental mastery. Mr. Harris reminded Oliver that a healthy mind needs a healthy body. Oliver improved his diet, committed to regular exercise, and prioritized sleep. Meditation became part of his routine, giving him mental clarity and calmness. With better health, his focus and productivity skyrocketed, proving that mind and body success are deeply connected. As Oliver's transformation became visible, friends and colleagues began asking how he stayed so focused and motivated. Oliver started sharing Mr. Harris's teachings, helping others journal, visualize, and build strong habits. By inspiring others, Oliver reinforced his own mental strength and created a ripple effect of positivity. Years later, Oliver faced his greatest test, a high-stakes deal that could determine the future of his entire business. The old, unfocused Oliver would have crumbled under pressure. But with his trained mind, he strategized carefully, stayed calm under stress, and executed with confidence. The deal succeeded, propelling his company to new heights. Grateful for his journey, Oliver visited Mr. Harris, who had retired to the countryside. Oliver thanked him for the wisdom that changed his life. Mr. Harris smiled and said, "You didn't just control your mind, you rewired it to serve your dreams. Once you master your thoughts, you master your destiny." Oliver realized his journey was far from over. This was only the beginning. Inspired by his mentor, Oliver began mentoring young people who felt trapped like he once did. He told them, "Your mind can be your greatest tool or your greatest trap. Learn to control it and you can achieve anything." Oliver's story became a guiding light for countless dreamers across the UK. Looking back, Oliver understood the ultimate truth. Controlling your mind isn't about shutting out thoughts. It's about directing them with purpose. Through awareness, focus, discipline, and gratitude, he transformed his dreams into reality. His message to everyone watching: master your mind, and there's nothing you cannot achieve.